I stand before you today because I've seen evidence, public evidence, evidence so undeniable, so overwhelming, so earth-shaking, that it cries out across the universe, across all generations, across all cultures, across all political affiliations. This evidence touches everyone. It is a testimony of cruelty, abuse, and misuse of power. It reveals tyranny. It reveals bullying. It reveals the character and lack thereof of those who commit these acts.
He was second in charge of California for 13 years.
As California's Attorney General, Harris promoted enforcement of a law that allowed prosecutors to seek jail time for parents of truant kids.
As a prosecutor in law enforcement, I have a huge stick. So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy.
I thought that was crazy. I was like, how can you lock
These acts.
parents up?
This is what this person did. A person running for the highest office in the land. A person running for the helm of the greatest power on earth. A person running to be commander-in-chief of the greatest military in history, with the potential to turn our great democracy into a police state, worse than North Korea, China, and the former Soviet Union combined. I hesitate to call this person a human being, as that word implies some level of humanity. What this person did was inhumane, cruel, unjustified, malicious, and yes, sadistic. They wielded their power with such pleasure, it was evil in the truest sense of the word.
And they went over there and I said, when you go over there, look really mean.
With a simple swipe of the pen, this person destroyed the lives of others. With a simple swipe of the pen, this person crossed a line that should never have been
I
crossed.
learned that with the swipe of my pen, I could charge someone with the lowest level offense. That person could be arrested, they could lose time from work, and their family maybe lose their job. They'd have to come out of their own pocket to help hire a
Crossed.
lawyer.
How many single mothers and fathers are in this great land of ours who struggle day and night to feed their families? Yet imagine sitting at home and hearing a SWAT team at your front door. And why are they there? Because your child was absent from school.
I opened the door and I see at least 7 or 8 cops wanted to arrest me. As a matter of fact, they did.
Because of truancy. Truancy refers to the act of staying away from school without permission or valid excuse. It's often used in the context of laws or policies that penalize students or even their parents for excessive school absences. Even if there was a valid excuse, should parents be placed in jail, lose their jobs, be sued, or worse yet, be publicly shamed, with the bond with their children broken and their child's life shattered for years? But suppose you had an excuse, like a young child who was in the hospital days, and still this law was enforced. This evil law was enforced.
She had me arrested and prosecuted because my handicapped daughter was sick in the hospital and had missed some days of school.
And why was this law enacted? Not for the sake of the child and their education, but because the state was losing money. For this,
If we're trying to save the state money, because of truancy, California public schools lose $1.4 billion a year in funding. I want money.
for the sake of money, for the sake of the state budget, lives were destroyed.
I lost my job and couldn't pay rent, and we got evicted.
How utterly shameful, despicable, cold-hearted. This can never be justified. And this is what a certain candidate did for 13 years.
Weeks later, I could dismiss the charges, but their life would forever be changed.
Lives were destroyed and still hurt. And this person is Kamala Harris, with a mere signature, as she likes to pride herself on a swipe of a pen. Heaven forbid, what will stop her from stripping away your rights if she gains higher office, the highest office, the presidency of the United States?
I became homeless. We had to move into a motel.
All because of the swipe of my pen.
She has already shown us what power does to her. She becomes wild with it, drunk with it, utterly destructive with it. Look at her demeanor, gleeful, almost enamored with her power, reveling in the ability to ruin other people's lives.
Kamala's gonna put you and me in jail? Yes, we achieved intended effect.
Weeks later, I could dismiss the charges, but their life would forever be changed.
This is a red line we must never cross. She is not a mensch, the Yiddish word for a person of integrity, compassion, and humanity. True leadership requires humanity, humility, and decency. Harris has demonstrated none of these. She lacks the compassion, the humility, the decency, and the humanity that are crucially needed for true leadership.
I don't agree what Kamala Harris did to my mom. And I don't agree with what she's done to other parents as well.
We who are Democrats pride ourselves on our commitment to justice. We cannot stand idly by while power is abused so recklessly. It is wrong when power becomes a tool for tyranny rather than service. Power without humility leads to tyranny. Power without humility leads to tyranny. And she has shown us, demonstrated to all of us, even boasting about it, that she is nothing short of tyrannical. Let us stand for what is right. Let us protect the sacred bond between families and ensure that power is wielded with responsibility, justice, and humility. Do not vote for this very, very dangerous and cruel person. Do not vote for her. Better not to vote for her than to place into power someone capable of such cruelty if you value your freedom, your family, your children, and yourselves.
My message to all Americans: do not trust Kamala Harris.